Hi, my name is Dylan Clark, and this is my video about explaining what torque is, where it is in our daily lives, and explanations of torque, or not explanations. I'm sorry, examples of torque in our daily lives. So, when I first saw this as a topic, the first thing I think of is the Built Ford Tough commercials where it's best in class towing, best in class torque. So my first initial thought was that torque was kind of how much an object can not pull, but kind of in that same category, how much can an object move with this amount of weight on it. What is astonishing to me is how torque is really everywhere in our daily lives. Now, in physics, torque can be expressed as F or T, is equal to F times R times the sine of theta squared. I'm sorry about that. But torque, but besides a mathematical equation, where else can you see torque? Well, torque is any sort of twisting motion that applies a force. So, and maybe when I say twisting, maybe that's not the right word. A force that kind of manipulates something. So twist is the most common, but a seesaw is a, a measurement of torque because of there's mass on both sides. If the mass on one side is bigger than the other side, the seesaw is going to go higher, as we know. So that's kind of like a measurement of torque. But the number one example that I have seen is kind of the twisting of a corkscrew or the twisting of a doorknob. Although there are very small elements of torque, it shows how before researching this topic, I knew nothing of what torque actually was and how common it was in our daily lives, but how physics really can apply to anything, not just in torque, but the gravity law I talked about in the last video applies to our daily lives, something we need to know about in our daily lives. Newton's laws we need to know about in our daily lives. It affects us every single day. Same thing for friction. We need to know why friction affects everything in our daily lives. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that these videos are really helping me with learning how physics is very so important, not just in high school and in college, but in our daily lives as well. Anyway, thanks for listening to my video about torque and its examples and what it is in physics. Thank you.